We've got the Amherst Show recap, plus some special surprises coming this week on MR Insider. Hey, I'm here with Hal Miller on our set. We just finished shooting with Cody for the day, but Hal came in and you've been to the Amherst Train Show. Actually,
I have been
week.
to the Amherst Train Show, and for the first time.
Okay.
It was quite exciting. It was big show.
Yeah.
Trains of all scales, from Z all the way up to large scale.
Okay.
The weather didn't really cooperate. However, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. We were a couple of days ahead of that big storm on the East Coast.
Yeah, which was good.
And it worked out okay. But we woke up Saturday morning, the first day of the show, to anywhere from 3 to 7 inches of snow in the area.
Yikes.
So
okay.
It did slow attendance down a little bit, but I don't think it slowed the buying down at all.
Okay. Let's see. Probably the best comparison we have for the Amherst Train Show in our neck of the woods is Train Fest, of course.
Absolutely.
Which we have in November of every year. How do they rate? Now, I'm setting you up for this because I've been to the Amherst Train Show years ago. I know what they look like, but tell us the comparison here.
I'd say the Amherst Train Show is bigger, again, by a factor of 2.
Okay.
There are 350,000 square feet of trains there in over 4 buildings. And it is quite the sight to see. It's got manufacturers, it's got layouts, it's got vendors selling used products, it's got all manner of things, a kids play area. There was a person on stilts there. It was really quite the model railroad circus. As far as the venues, I'd say Train Fest is a little prettier. How about that?
Well, it's in a nearly brand new building.
Right, it's in a new building. But I have to say the amenities at Amherst are really good. There's plenty of parking. It's very close. The restrooms, the food, everything, it's all there. And a great variety of everything. And the show is really well organized. One thing in particular that I noticed, there were a lot of people doing seminars and presentations at the show. And in each building, at the exits, they had a big screen TV with the schedules of the presentations and the demonstrations going on, so people could go do that. And in the mornings, it seems like people shopped, walked around the show a lot. Then when they were ready to get off their feet a little bit,
then they would
go sit in on a seminar.
Sure.
But I thought that was incredibly well done, and it just seemed very well organized.
And people were happy to see Model Railroader magazine there?
Absolutely. Next year we're going, if we go, we're going to go with a much bigger signage. I think some people missed Model Railroader because our sign
was so small?
Wasn't this big. It wasn't so big this year. But next year I think we'll take a bigger sign, and I think more people will come. We happen to be next to the Bachman booth this year, so that helped bring people in for us. But we did see a lot of people. Tony Custer was there on Sunday.
Okay.
He just came by to visit and actually ended up signing a few of his narrow gauge books for people, and talked to people for a while. So it really was a good show, for Kalmbach and Model Railroader.
Great.
Yeah.
So the Amherst Show occurs last weekend of January every year, correct?
I believe it, and I'm not sure how often it falls, but it's probably the weekend between the championship games and the Super Bowl.
Okay, which would be a perfect weekend to do some model railroading. You've got nothing else to watch.
No, absolutely not. And I saw a few Patriots fans. It's that part of the country.
Yeah.
Yes, it occurs that last weekend in January, and it's been going on for, I don't know, decades.
Yeah.
So it's
a long-running show.
It's a long-running show and very successful, and there's a reason for it.
Great. Hal, thanks for joining us on that, and thank you for sharing your pictures of the Amherst Show.
You bet.
Also coming up this week on MR Video Plus, we've got Red Oak fascia installation. We've got Cody's Office 178. Can you believe there have been that many?
I can't believe it.
I can. I've seen them all. So, and we've got a new episode from the Tracks Ahead Series 9 coming your way as well. Watch for these things on MR Video Plus. Hal, thanks for joining me.
You bet.
Cool.
Happy to be here.
Hope to get to the Amherst Show again next year. Your response to our offer to make MR and MR Video Plus gear was next to overwhelming. So within the next month, you'll see a limited edition of MR hats, aprons, and some MR Video Plus mugs too. So watch for those things. This has been MR Insider Weekly.